Okay, we are live. And hang on one sec. Just want to... There, it's loading.
Yep, just a few seconds of nothing with the title screen, and then the
Okay.
video should be fine.
Warning, this show may contain mature language and is not suitable for small children, pets, or blood elves.
You're now listening to the Epic Fail Podcast.
And greetings! Welcome to episode 85. 85 is alive. Wait, no, that's Johnny 5 is alive.
It works.
And those of you old enough, you know that reference. Let's see, this week we actually have a little bit of StarCraft, some cool Overwatch stuff, a little bit of Heroes, and a ton of WoW stuff, because let's face it, we focus on WoW. Because two of us play it quite often, and one of us, well, we'll get into that shortly.
Hey, before we go further, Draven, are you going to build a snowman?
I think you should just let it go. I haven't seen that movie, and yet I know so many quotes from it because everyone else quotes it nonstop.
I thought you were like the hugest Disney fan ever.
If by Disney you mean Marvel and kind of Star Wars-ish, but not really a huge fan, then sure, but everything else, not really.
Okay. I think you should build a snowman. But anyway, keep going.
Yes, I'll build a snowman, and I will name it George, and I will hug him and squeeze him and break his back. 'Cause I don't know. Anyway, with me, as always, are the co-conductors. Up first, from the land of Canada. Intro's needed. She has all the cold air. Why are you giving us the cold air? We have Scarlett. How are you, and what have you been up to?
That was funny. You froze after saying Canada, and then it was like this 10-second delay, and I was like, are you going to finish that sentence?
This is dramatic pause.
No, that wasn't a froze. That wasn't a froze. That was a dramatic pause.
It totally sounded like you froze. Okay.
It definitely did.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I didn't tell you guys something.
Did you get another mount?
Yes. Yes,
Oh
I
my
did.
God.
But I had to work for this one. I got the long forgotten hippogriff. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
So in Ashuna, there will be these crystals that spawn. They're purple. They glow. You click them. When you click the first one, you get an 8-hour invisible buff, debuff, whatever. And you have to go find 5 orbs, and you have to be the first one to do so before somebody else does at the same time that these crystals are spawned. But only one spawns at a time, and there's about 100, 150 different spots that they spawn. So you have to go searching around Ashuna a gajillion times. So it took me, the first night I saw the crystal, I searched, and I did it for like, I don't know, 3 hours, and I only found 3, and I was using an add-on. There's an add-on from, I don't know, the people who make the treasures one, but I wasn't finding anything. So the next day I was like, I'm still doing quests in this area, whatever. So I decided to go to Wowhead on the page, and there's this handy macro that someone put with all the coordinates, and it's got a lot more places than the add-on. So I found the other 2. Well, I had to go re-find the first 3 and then got the other 2. So it took me like, I don't know, 3 hours the next day. of flying in or riding in endless circles around Ashuna. But I got it, so that was cool. And the reason I was in there so long is because I was finishing the 200 daily quests or world quests in Havoc. And so now, even though the drop hasn't happened, I have one of the looks for my hidden artifact appearance for Vengeance. And doing the other stuff with that on seems to be counting on the tracker for the other one, so doing the dungeons and PvP. So soon I will have at least 3 recolors of my Vengeance, even if I don't have the original color. So that's cool. So I got a mount. I got another mount. And did some raiding, did some Hearthstone. I did some Overwatch. Guess what I got? I got...
Was it a mount?
In Overwatch? No. That would be cool, though.
I figured if anybody got a mount, it'd be you first.
No, but I got the legendary Tracer Christmas skin, which she's like a little elf. It's adorable. So now I got to learn how to play Tracer because she's cute.
Did you get the Winston mount?
The Winston mount?
Yeah, if you're Tracer, you can ride Winston into battle.
I would assume that's in Heroes. No, I don't have.
No, Winston's not in Heroes.
Okay. So
I have no idea if he's joking or not.
I'm so confused, but anyways. And grats TSM Casey, who got the Astral Cloud Serpent the other day. That's awesome. It's so pretty. I like that one. So, yeah, that was my week. How was yours?
Before we get into that, also with us, as you've no doubt heard by now, we have from the land of Florida, Uncle Cracker. How are you, and what are you doing this week?
Oh, I'm pretty good. And like I told the person who was attempting to troll earlier in the pre-show, I will take that as a compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I like Uncle Cracker. So, guess what I got this week? Guess what I got? Guess what I got? Guess what I got?
You did not get a mount.
You are correct. I did not get a mount. I did get a couple things though. Xavius is a good guess, Draven. Yes. So,
I are smart.
CTM got Cutting Edge this week, and beat both Cenarius and Xavius in one night. I don't remember the exact count number. Zactical. I'm making up new words. On Cenarius, it was not anywhere near as many as people were doing online, but it was a lot. And I think we had 10 wipes on Xavius. So that was literally less than an hour and a half. So, yeah. Honestly, the Xavius fight, now that I've done it on Mythic, the Mythic version should be the normal version. And the normal version / heroic version should be the Mythic version. Once you've done it, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's silly. But I also got something else. Guess what else I got? Guess what else I got? No? Nobody? Okay.
Snow.
You got snow.
You can't see it because of the green screen. You can kind of see it. You can kind of... Can you see the words? I'm going the wrong way. All right. So this is in green.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
You can't see it because of the green. So this is what I'm going to do so that you can actually see this. I'm going to turn my green screen off for just a sec. If I can make it work. Here we go. And making it work. Color, green screen, off. Okay, there we go. So it's going to be green for a minute. But yes, this came in the mail, which is very, very cool. And then
he's got a thing on the back.
It does. It's got the little, I keep going the wrong way, the little Illidan thing. And then inside the bag is my Mischief.
Ta-da!
Throwing it on the ground. I'm impressed with this. This was a thing. I think you can still get it. I don't remember what the cutoff date is for it to all go to charity, but this was $25. It is embroidered.
31st.
And until the 31st, $14 of the $25 goes to charity. So that's pretty damn awesome. Make-A-Wish Foundation. So if you haven't got one of these, you should get one of these. And it comes in this really cool bag, so you can have your cat in the bag. Pretty cool, right?
They really should have had it come in a hat.
That would have been funny, but that's Dr. Seuss. That's not wow.
That would have been funny.
And it has this little tag on it too, which shows you some of the other things that you can get from the plushies from the store, which is pretty neat. Like the Pepe one, which is over here.
I still want that.
And the Murloc one, which is over there. At the top?
Up at the top of it, I still want the Baneling / Zergling.
So that one over there.
Is that available still?
I think so.
I think it is.
I think so. I think a lot of the plushies go out of stock from time to time, but they get them back in. But this was very cool. I have a mischief sack. That's right. I got a mischief sack. All right. So in addition this week...
so your sack is mischievous?
Yes, very much so. The fire department, I don't remember if it was this past week or the week before, but we did get all of normal TOV down. So we are 7 of 7 heroic, have been for a while in EN, and now we are 3 of 3 normal, getting ready to start on heroic progression in TOV Monday. So yeah, that's cool. Let me get rid of my green screen again here, and then
I have a question.
Shoot.
Sorry, after you're done, then I'll ask you a question.
Go ahead, ask a question. I was about to throw it back to Draven. What's your question?
I have something to show you guys, but I have to get up and do that. So can I do that for a quick second? Can we have like this long dramatic pause?
So now I have to find like what is that show?
I can speak for a minute.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's talk to Draven real quick. Draven, how was your week?
Okay.
Well, as you can see, I'm still animated. Come on, cable company, fix the internet. It'd be great, please. Thank you. Games related, it has been mostly Heroes the last few days. Ragnaros came out. He's level 8 and all that fun stuff. And then did some WoW. Very little WoW this week. I just haven't wanted to log in for some reason, and this happens from time to time. But the weird thing is, and I literally just noticed, my game time expired earlier today. Well, yesterday now. Like I had paid all the way through December, and I just never re-upped it, never paid attention, and so yeah, I'm currently unsubbed. I have the gold, obviously, that I can get back in. I have the cash to get back in. I just don't know that I feel the need to right this moment. I will definitely have it back before raid time Monday. It's just right this second. I'm just kind of like, a break would be nice. So I'm probably going to take tonight off of WoW and probably tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean Saturday.
That's it. You're kicked off the show. Kicked off the show.
It's my show.
That would be hysterical. I was gonna say it's a World of Warcraft podcast. Well, technically it's Blizzard, but
it's Blizzard. Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be back. It's just more one of those. I feel like I need to take a couple days off because I'm burnt out. So I need the couple days, and this is weird considering I took a week off in November. And well, pretty much a week. I logged in. I picked up a couple things. I started some quests, the artifact knowledge and that kind of thing. It's just.
So who's gonna get all your artifact power? Or actually, I think I may have figured this out. I have just put 2 and 2 together and come up with 7. All right, so Draven, this coincidentally goes along with some. Hi, Stacy Toes. This goes along with some changes that were made to a certain class, of which I think that you main in the PTR.
Actually, I was like, I saw the things you were linking to people. Excuse me. And I was thinking about it even prior to that. And if you remember, okay, some stuff is getting changed, but all the other numbers are going up to compensate.
True.
So we're not actually supposed to be losing anything. In fact, our number should go up. But
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you've talked a lot about
how
you think Pally should be king,
class.
Yes, but I still they just got hit in the sack for 10%. So. Oh no, man! Oh no!
Like I said, I'll be back. It's just I need a couple of days off, basically.
Nice. Okay.
He's taking a vacation.
So there's my 2 and 2 and 7.
Yeah, I'm taking a WoW vacation for just a couple of days. I will definitely be back in time for raid. It's just, I'm burnt. I need to stop for a couple days, which is, like I said, weird because usually it happens around the middle of the expansion where I just like take a week off or almost a week. And this, I don't know if it's like real life stuff that's bothering me or what, but I just,
So, I mean, you could just play some PTR to get a little WoW fix if you get bored. But
yeah,
see,
or I could just play Overwatch and Heroes a bit more.
True, and you could take advantage of the cool stuff that's going on with Overwatch, which we're going to talk about soon.
Yeah.
But
and even StarCraft if I decide to pay for it.
I am on artifact rate 34 on my Paladin, trying to get to 35, which is 1.6 million and change. And if I took 3 days off,
3/4 of the way there.
If I took 3 days off, I would feel very bad about not getting that extra 1 point something million that I need to hit my 35th trait before my next raid day with CTM. So I can't do that.
Guess what?
What?
I got my 35th. I'm like
Congrats.
halfway to 36.
I've got enough artifact knowledge that one day of decent dailies or world quests or whatever you want to call them, and I'll hit my trait.
That is a perk of doing 200 world quests in a week and a half.
Yeah, I'd probably do it. That would help a lot.
But guess what?
What?
I like Christmas sales.
Oh, you got the book, the Traveler
I got
book.
World of Warcraft Traveler. It was 40% off at Walmart. And it's freaking awesome.
Wait a second. It just came out.
I'm not going to pay full price for it.
40% off?
It was 40% off the Canadian cover price. Canadian cover price. American cover price is $14.99. Canadian cover price is $19.99. So 40% off. I paid like $11.80 something, $12.
To be fair, Theory, a lot of books, even best-selling authors, when they first come out, have a discounted price for the first week.
Okay, I don't see it that way, but all right, I will take that as you're probably right.
Remember when
I know
we
I'm right.
had...
I bought a lot of books that way.
That's 2 times in one night, Draven. You don't get it again.
Remember when we had that discussion about why paper books?
Yes.
Look at the amazing drawings by Samwise.
Okay, so let me just kind of counteract that a little bit. Are you of the opinion that those amazing drawings that are inside your hardcover book that you got for 40% off were hand-drawn on the actual paper that's inside your book?
No, but he does pencil drawings.
Okay. But
I
you're in
have
agreement
three
that was
that way.
printed on that paper, right? That he didn't actually do it by hand on that piece of paper in that book, right? You understand that?
Yes, Theory.
Okay,
I
so-
don't think these are
No,
hand-
he drew that one picture exactly the same.
That's why it's
Many,
40%
many,
off, because it took
many
up 2 years to get her book done. No, it would be the same thing as if it was on an iPad. I'm sorry, you'd get the same picture.
No, you don't get the cozy, like, oh my god, look at this.
You
Look
know
at
what
that.
you get? You get the paper smell, and you get to carry another item around. That's what you get. And if you like that, great.
I have 3. So I have a backpack that I take to work. It has this book, another book about this size, which was a gift, which is amazing. It's the Dragonlance series. It's awesome. And my coworker, I had lent her this book, so she gave it back to me today. So I literally had another book that was about this high and that thick because it may be a 1,500-page book. It's amazing.
Hey, look,
So
they say some of the smartest people in the world read books like crazy. I'm just saying, I'd rather not waste the paper. I'd rather read. Yes, I got it. You guys are making me lose my train of thought. I'd rather read it in a digital means, so I'm not wasting the paper. Nothing wrong with reading books. And I think the dandruff falling from Draven's head on me is probably the best way to explain the snow that's behind me.
Actually, it really looks like he has a log cutter and it's like sawdust.
But there's nothing for him to cut. Ugh. Anyway. Are we done with the randomness? Are we ready to move on?
No, you guys should read this
like
book.
books.
That's all I'm saying.
I
Books are
won't
awesome.
read that book. I'm sorry. That's the
not
children's
interested.
story, right?
Sorry.
Isn't that what that is?
Sorry, Blizzard.
not
I'm
really.
not buying.
It's just a story. It's in large print for kids, but it's just a story. It's about love.
Draven's at the lumber mill. Quick, somebody go mind control him off the cliff. Okay.
Then bubble. Thank you.
No, you get DC'd halfway down and you can't use your bubble, and then you die when you reconnect because you ran out of game time. Here we go. We're going to go on to some Blizzard news. This is the Blizzard news you can use.
So, just for Alessander, I know she loves it when we talk StarCraft. She's one of the 4 people I know that will actually enjoy it.
You're the other part of that 4 people, right?
I'm
You're
the,
like
yeah,
2,
I'm the
3,
other
and 4?
3. I'm the other 3.
You're the other 3.
Yeah. Good job there. Yay. So, Stukov, Alexei Stukov, one of the first original from the game humans to be a Zerg human hybrid. And basically, Theory and Scarlet, that just means think the movie Aliens and humans, and they just met and only part of their body turned into the alien. In this case, his arm. But he's still like controlled by them.
That's compelling storytelling there, Draven.
I oversimplified it because
It is.
I use small words because I know you need it.
And for people who are interested in the story, is there a book available that they could buy in paper?
There are tons of StarCraft books, but honestly, play the game. You get the story there.
I like it.
Yeah, StarCraft. He is now a commander for co-op, which means special abilities, etc., and so forth. And I want to see this guy in Heroes. He is cool. I don't know what his abilities would be, but Stukov is cool. He would be a really fun guy
That
in
name is just totally...
Alexei
Stukov.
Stukov is Russian.
It's East Bloc
Russian.
sounding. I wasn't sure if saying Russian was politically correct, but it's East European sounding.
Well, here, let me explain. He actually is Russian. So saying he's
Fair
Russian...
enough. Totally off topic. I got yelled at by a Russian today. It was funny.
So, yeah. Oh, I got yelled at by many people, including one of my bosses at work when I laughed in her face.
Well, this wasn't real yelling. He gave me a cookie because he's my coworker, and then I took a cookie, and he's like, "Eat more!" And I was like, "No, I'm good. I got 2 cookies now." He's like, "Eat more!" And then my boss was like, "Are you trying to kill her with kindness?" And he's like, "She needs cookies." So I had cookies.
So yeah, biomech. What's a biomech?
Biological mechanized thing. No, I wouldn't say he's biomech because he's not mech. I know
So
in StarCraft, he's a bio monster.
So he's like a abomination or something.
Yeah.
He's a hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't say hybrid for this because that's a term for a different set of combos
Gotcha.
in this particular game. But yeah, I mean technically, yeah. But yeah,
Cool.
he's new. He's one of the few that I would actually buy. So I might try it out, but I have no one to play co-op with because Alessander thinks I suck at the game, and I don't blame her because I do.
All right.
That's awesome.
So we have anything else to talk about StarCraft related this week? Some kind of tournament or something going on?
There's a tournament going on, IEM, which is one of the bigger ones. I haven't had a chance to watch any of it because of freaking work. So I don't know who's in it or what's going on, but they're always nice tournaments. And they're on Twitch. So yeah,
All right,
IEM.
so check those out if you're interested. We should hopefully know more about them next week.
Oh, and Alessander put in chat, Stukov's units are half Zerg and half mechanical. So yeah, biomech.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you go to their the StarCraft website where we actually snagged that picture from, it shows all the units. It looks like the units are all different for him. Is that correct? So like
They're
all of your
I
things
mean,
are
they're going
different?
to be the same units you can get. They're just going to be reskinned to look like what he wants, and they're going to have
Gotcha.
different abilities. But they're technically the same.
Cool.
But yeah, it looked cool. I saw the video on it. It looks interesting. So, but yeah, check out IEM or any StarCraft tournament. They're always, if you're into competitive StarCraft, IEM is one of the big tournaments, and you're going to see some really skilled people do some really skilled stuff.
Very
I
cool.
just have a question. Isn't IEM like... Oh no, that's EDM. Sorry, I was gonna say, isn't it a music genre? Same thing. Well, that could be totally different.
No, I didn't do the bounce chicken wow wow. I did the That's two different. Anyway. All right. So before we go to the next one, Scarlett, what was the temperature where you're at today?
-6. It's awesome outside. It's
Wait a
so
second.
pretty.
Is that -6 Fahrenheit or is that -6 whatever you guys use?
It's -6 for the rest of the world except for you guys.
So what does
And
that
in
make it
that-
for us, Draven? Is that like 16? Something like that?
Let me Google that for you.
Not that it matters.
I'm Googling that.
Makes it, I think, 12.
Okay. And then Scarlett, do you have snow?
It's so pretty. It is.
I'm guessing
There's
she
a lot of
has snow.
snow.
Draven.
We have a little bit of snow, but mostly ice.
Oh, you've got snow too. So it was 72 degrees down here today. And with that, we'll just move on. So in Overwatch, it's time for the Winter Wonderland. December
Hence the
13th
title
through
of the
January
show,
2nd.
Walking Around in Winter Wonderland.
And
We need a picture of Christopher Walken, to be honest, for that joke to be even
well,
funnier. But
if you'd have told me the title of the show when I was making
I
the graphics,
didn't think
I
of
could
it
have
until after.
tried to make that happen. But
-6 is 21.2 Fahrenheit.
wow. So for this event, there's some few things. Obviously, if you go to the website, you can read some of the stuff. There's a bunch of skins, which we're going to talk about skins in a minute, so we'll come back to that. Did either of you play the Snow Brawl?
I did.
Not yet. I meant to.
Tell us about it.
I
David.
actually played it literally minutes before Totem and I recorded Heroes Never Die this past week. He's like, no, go play it. We can talk about it that way. Okay. So we actually started late. It was funny. Everyone is May. You get a snowball. If you throw it, you have no snowball. You have to go to a snow pile, right click, and it is a charge. So you have to hold it down and wait to get another snowball. When you throw it, you are out of snowball. You have to go get another one. So you have one shot. And either it's 100% kill if you get hit by it, or I was just really good at hitting people, because I only fired 7 times total, but I got 7 kills.
Well, Draven's OP. You heard it here first. Never happens everywhere.
Or they make it so you can't miss. What if they made like a big aim spot that you can't miss?
Only headshots.
That might be true too.
Yes.
Everything's a headshot and guaranteed crit. Yeah, that might be true.
Well,
that might be true.
To be honest with you, that sounds pretty cool to me. I know that some other people were complaining about it, but I mean, that sounds fun.
It's no Junkenstein, and I stated this repeatedly over there on Heroes Never Die. You can check that out over on, where you get podcasts, iTunes and such. Shameless plug. And but it wasn't bad. It was fun. You just, much like Hanzo's arrow, there is a slight curve to the throw, so you got to aim for it, and it's on the little itty bitty new map. So that was interesting.
Very cool.
And yeah, it was fun. It was just not the same, and not everything is going to be Junkenstein. So I just, that's how I looked at it.
So we talked a little bit about some new skins. Scarlett even said that she got one. So let's take a look at a few of them here. I've just got a little slideshow going. Obviously, Zarya.
Scrooge McCree, I think, is one of my favorites.
And then
I have a question about Zarya.
Okay.
It looks like me too.
Why is she plain?
Huh?
Zarya's plain.
Okay.
It's
Plain,
boring.
like,
I
she's
gotta
boring,
wait for it to
ugly.
come back around. Now I gotta say this one right here is pretty cool. Nutcracker, what's his face?
That is
Zenyatta.
awesome.
And
So apparently Zenyatta, the Nutcracker one, is creepy to a lot of people.
well, I think it's because it's an inanimate object that they're making animated, but to me it's cool looking. I mean, if you ever went to the Nutcracker play, now this one's
is my
awesome.
favorite.
This one's
Roadhog.
awesome. Roadhog is very good. But Torbjorn,
I like Torbjorn.
Santa Claus. By the way, do you like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
let it skin? I thought that was clever. I guess not.
That is clever.
But yeah, there's McCree as
So we've-
Scrooge.
We've gone all the way
That's
around.
awesome.
Well, I
Boring
mean,
for
it
ya.
is white. It is a little boring. I can see what you mean by it being plain.
See,
But
like,
the
look, they
Reaper's
just
is kind of plain too. I mean, he's already got a white
yeah,
skin.
I don't really care for the Reaper.
That
one
one's
either.
cool.
Abominable Snowman Winston is cool.
Now, all right. So your joke back on
Andy King.
him being a mount for Tracer. That's obviously just a joke, right? That's not really true.
Yes,
Okay. Cool.
that was a joke.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cool ones. Personally, like I said, Roadhog is my favorite. I really want the Widowmaker play of the game intro, which is her with mistletoe, and she just kind of like punches you
Yes.
and steps on your throat.
Yeah, I had a picture
Really?
of
I
that
haven't
too.
seen
I
that.
I almost used the picture of that for our main for this week, but it wasn't as festive, so I didn't. But I gotta go with the Winston. Although I like the Torbjorn. The Winston one is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I agree, they did fail on Lucio a bit. Lucio and Zarya are just kind of like, yeah.
Well, I mean, if they did
I think
ice
they just threw
skates-
some skins out.
I mean, the fact that they did this at all is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong.
That is cool.
All right, we've gone around a few times, so
Yeah, they're not all going to be, holy crap, amazing.
so my favorite is gonna be Winston. Draven, what's your favorite?
Roadhog. Just the
Scarlet.
fact that his belly button glows red.
And I had to move your little guy up because it looked like it said Droven.
Do you hear that?
Droven Dresden. No. Now I do. Is that your cat?
That's him going, I want the water in the sink on. Please turn the water in the sink on. Give me water, damn it.
You know,
But
there's
he
a
has a bowl full of water.
there's an easy
doesn't
solution to
like
that. You open the
No.
front door and you push it, and then you close the front door, and then it can find its own water.
So I live in an apartment building, so he would just wander the hallway. And he did that once when I got him because he didn't realize that, hey, the door closed means, So I ordered pizza and he ran out. And then an hour later, I'm like, where's the cat? And then all of a sudden I hear him screaming out the door, sitting in front of my door, howling like that. So, but no, we're not going to be mean to the cat. You have cats. You like cats. Don't be mean.
So yes, we have lots of cats. Now, of the cats, only one of them is my choice. Yes. By
See?
the way, Coco got
Cats are
adopted.
awesome.
Remember Coco? She got adopted.
The puppy.
The
Why
very
didn't
first
the
adoption
puppy?
event, because we had 8 dogs in the house at the time, so they needed to go, and it was obvious that it was going to get adopted immediately because it was adorable. So she literally got adopted in the first couple hours of the adoption event, so that was probably a good move. But anyway, back on track. Scarlett, who was your favorite of the skins?
I actually have to go with Winston, but I'm a little annoyed that they skipped Diva skin again. That's 2 holidays they didn't put Diva in.
Did they
It wasn't
skip
in
it,
the
or did I just
Junkenstein.
not have a picture of it?
No, they didn't
They-
have. They don't have one for Diva, and they didn't for Junkenstein either. So
They kind of do. They put some Christmas ornaments on her mech, but it's not for like in game. It's just like at the end of the game, the stand around.
So it's a
just a
decoration. It's not
pose.
really a skin.
Yeah, it's a pose.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
they kind of do, but yeah, I would have liked to have seen something on Diva, but I'm sure they're going to do something for her for Valentine's Day, to be honest.
It would make
I mean,
sense.
one of her
Probably.
emotes is already the digital heart thing.
And here's a question: is Diva supposed to be? I know she's Asian. Is she supposed to be Chinese?
she's
Do we know
Korean.
Korean? Okay. Is Christmas a thing in Korea? Forgive my ignorance. I don't
Probably.
know.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So I mean,
Christmas is a thing everywhere, just not everywhere celebrates it.
well, that's kind of my point. I mean, if Korea doesn't celebrate it, maybe they're trying to be true to her character. That's my only thought. But
Maybe.
anyway, All right, so we
No,
have.
because there's a May one, isn't there?
Well, yeah,
May's American. She just
but
got
yeah, she's not
found
Korean.
in Antarctica.
Yeah.
But she has a Chinese accent and she speaks Chinese. I thought she's Chinese because
Well,
I'm pretty sure
China
she's
does
Chinese.
celebrate Christmas.
Chinese.
I thought she was American. I could be wrong.
Honestly, it doesn't matter because China celebrates Christmas.
There you go. All right, so we have a couple of things also going on in Heroes of the Storm. So obviously, we all knew about Ragnaros. We talked about Ragnaros
By
a lot.
fiber be purged.
I don't even know how to follow that up. That's like a really weird comment to
Guys.
make.
Going back to May,
Yes.
May, MEI is the Chinese for May. Like MAY.
That's an interesting
Okay.
piece
All
of
that means
information.
is she's of Chinese descent.
Inuit. So Inuit means like what's the right word? Like an Indian,
She's
right?
not. She's not. No. That means she would be native. No, she's not native. She's Chinese. She
Interesting.
introduced cutting-edge innovation in the field of climate manipulation that protected at-risk areas in Asia and beyond. Pretty sure she's Asian.
Okay, that didn't answer anything. So Draven, shop items are up this week, right?
Yes, there's a couple bundles. Last year's Winter Veil bundle, which includes Jaina, Rhaegar, and Sylvanas of note, and Stitches, actually. They all have holiday skins. But this year there's a new bundle, and it includes the special snowflake mount.
Yes.
And I really want that mount just so I can ride around on a special snowflake.
I kind of want that for WoW, to be honest. I'd like to have a special snowflake mount in WoW. But if
you
Blizzard,
realize it's them trolling people, right?
yes, I know, and that's why I like it. Blizzard, if you do make a special snowflake mount for WoW, Scarlet is not allowed to have one.
I'm allowed to have all of the mounts. Thank you.
Just put it. It's a shop mount, $25 like normal. There you go.
Okay, all right, now
I
I'm
have
confused.
all the other shop mounts. Thank you.
Alessandra just said something which kind of made me jealous, and now I'm confused. So apparently Blizzard sent out cereal boxes of Ragnaros to streamers like Scott Johnson, which is pretty
Some
amazing.
of them, yeah.
But it says
Yeah,
on the box,
and-
it says fiber. Is it supposed to be fiber?
That was a typo.
Okay.
Fiber.
Okay.
Buy fiber, be purged is an old joke from
5,000
Kata.
times recommended salt. Bravo. Bravo. That was good.
I know Trade Chat got one.
Yeah.
Where's mine?
Kyle
I want one.
Ferguson off of Into the Nexus, and a bunch of Solid Jake. A bunch of them got them.
So, Draven, you should, email some of these people and say, hey, I know we're small and we're not, cool, but that's kind of what we do, is we're not cool on purpose. So, why don't you hook us up? Just saying.
I'm cool.
I would like some Ragnaros.
Yeah, they got a box of cereal, which is rumored to just be Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah, it's just a reskin Fruit Loops box. That's awesome.
Possibly. That's what the rumor is. No one's actually confirmed what it actually tastes like, because I did know some people were eating it. But on the box is Ragnaros with, a spoon instead of his hammer. And on the bottom it says, by fiber be purged. And it has all these fun little, kind of jokes. And it's a play on the achievement from Firelands for Ragnaros.
Ragnaros, yeah.
Ragnaros, yeah. They just turned it into a cereal. It was actually a fan thing someone did.
Were they only the red Fruit Loops? Because if so, that's awesome.
That would be amazing. I'd have to look.
That would be awesome.
I'm kind of jelly.
I
I
will-
want some.
But I will contact a few people that I know and say, were they only the red ones? Because that would be red and orange and yellow.
Get us on this list, Raven. I know we'll be on the bottom of the list, but get us on this list. All right, so
It'll be cute.
is there anything else for Blizzard news that we want to talk about? I know we're going to dive into a bunch of WoW stuff, but anything else non-WoW?
No, well, I mean, I mentioned Solid Jake. He was doing his ARAM tournament. It's called Gladius. He just finished up not too long ago, 3v3. Another crowd-funded tournament. Everyone picked got a random hero they didn't get to pick. And one game, actually, Ragnaros showed up. and they were like, the enemy can't win because of how he works. And in a one lane map, you almost semi-equal skill, you can't beat him.
Pretty much done.
Yeah. So they ended up winning that game after 33 minutes.
Did you guys?
It was a long map.
And this is kind of WoW related, but it was not something that we really talked about. Did either of you see or hear anything about the college WoW dungeon stream?
I knew about it.
I forgot to watch.
But I'm not gonna lie when I say I didn't care.
So the reason that I do care, and the reason that I kind of brought it up just now, is I really want Blizzard to start including some PvE type stuff in with all the really cool esports for PvP type stuff that they're doing. For a while they kind of seem to want to just let PvP and WoW die, but they brought it back, and this year's arena tournament at BlizzCon was the best one I've ever seen. I thought it was awesome. So I would love to see them kind of expand that out to a little bit more PvE type stuff. So since we didn't have the raid race and the other things, granted, I'm not a college student, I'm a little old, but the fact that they did something for PvE I thought was really cool. Side note, if you didn't watch it, I'm gonna spoil something real quick, so plug your ears if you're gonna watch it. But you should not actually use those. They're not really creative use of game mechanics, but those other things that they ban you for, you should probably not do that. Yeah, I wasn't trying to say it, exploits. But you should probably not do that when you're on a live stream from Blizzard in a tournament. Yeah, that was probably a bad idea.
I heard about that, but I didn't know any details on it, so I was just like,
I was just surprised. I didn't know about this. Apparently, I
didn't hear about it.
Apparently, they already put a fix in the game. But if you hug a wall in one of the dungeons, you have a way to skip a whole bunch of trash, and the stuff that you hugged before it all de-aggros. And they did end up forfeiting that because they did that. And they fixed it on live before this was even shown. So it is interesting. But I'm surprised I didn't hear about it because we all tried a couple of different skips in the same dungeon. And one of them isn't really even a skip, but it...
So I have a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's just hugging a wall, it's not a wall hack.
So it's a hack because you are literally behind an invisible wall, so you don't aggro the mobs that are in the hallway.
Okay, I thought it was just like...
No, it's not creative use of game mechanics. It's literally finding a glitch and taking advantage of it. And it basically meant that they were able to skip an entire hallway of mobs. And it's Darkheart Thicket, I think, is the dungeon, if I remember correctly. So there's a lot of mobs in that one, in those hallways. So if you can literally skip like a third of the trash there, that's definitely going to mean you're going to have a good time at the end.
So here's a pro tip for anyone doing anything for Blizzard, and they're watching. Don't intentionally exploit.
Yeah, that was kind of the highlight of it. But I think it's funny because just like most of the stuff they do, Sloot actually was one of the commentators as Iron was just talking about. But just like most of the stuff that they do, they record it ahead of time and then kind of put it together afterwards. So
we should go watch that. Not now, but I totally am going to go watch that. Then it should be funny to watch.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I want them to do more of that. Now, if it's just college people, that's all good. I like the idea of college people doing it because obviously, if you can win tuition and stuff like that, it's pretty awesome. At the same time, it helps with stereotypes of gamers being people who live in the basements with their parents or whatever, because these are college students that are in college to get the degree to go out and do whatever. So I love that. Anytime you're breaking stereotypes is awesome too. But more PvE, please, Blizzard.
I agree with that.
Okay, so that was WoW related, but let's actually jump into some WoW related stuff, right? Because I kind of got ahead of myself there. Does that sound like something we should do? I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, let's do that. So if I can get the screen to work, we would be okay. There we go.
World of Warcraft.
So,
A theory.
yeah, buddy.
Do you like new content?
I think you know that I do.
Okay. I was just checking because last week I wasn't sure.
So that again was not the argument. But guess what? Guess what? They made an announcement. Was this yesterday or today? I don't remember. It was very recently. They made an announcement
It
that
was yesterday.
Nighthold will be on January 17th. And
They're aiming for the 17th is what they actually said.
yes, but it's fairly firm. If you read this, brings us to
Yeah.
release date of Nighthold itself. We're aiming to unlock the normal and heroic Nighthold on January 17th. Raid Fighter Wings Mythic Difficulty will release during the weeks following. Notice it says weeks, plural, following, which we'll share more specific details on at a later time. Which, that's awesome, cool. We're finding out when the new raid's coming out. But then if you notice on these next couple of replies to their tweets, and this is the part that I thought was going to be an interesting conversation. Somebody said they have said before that 715 and Nighthold release are independent of each other. And they said, yes, they are independent of each other. As another note, this means that Cutting Edge Xavius and Ahead of the Curve Xavius will become unobtainable with the release of Nighthold on January 17th. Somebody else said, you are still going to release Nighthold with the state of the PCR as it is. And their response is, Nighthold does not equal 715. Edit. To clarify a bit and expand on something I should have mentioned originally, with this I meant the PTR is in flux, and there is a lot of tuning to be done still prior to 715 and Nighthold's release, but we also don't agree that the state of the PTR is bad. We wouldn't drop a patch with major class changes in the middle of a raid tier, as even we agree that would be silly. So, Draven, what do you think that means?
715 is coming prior to Nighthold.
Okay. Scarlett, is that the way you read that too?
I read it as they're not sure,
Like,
in all honesty.
gotcha.
Well, I take it my way simply because they said in the middle of a raid tier it'd be silly to change your class. Well, if Nighthold just comes out, we're in the middle of a raid tier, as opposed to now where we're at the end of a raid tier.
Well, we're actually not at the end of a raid tier though. We're at the end of I would say a raid, but all of these raids, EN, TOV, and Nighthold, are one tier. It is the first tier of this expansion, which is where this kind of gets confusing to me, because on one hand it sounds like they're trying to say 715 will definitely be out for Nighthold, but that they're not the same thing. But we've got it nailed down to basically just a few weeks of time to release this. And then it almost sounds, because the whole Nighthold does not equal 715, that Nighthold could actually come out before 715 until they drop that line about not releasing it in the middle of a tier. But they are releasing it in the middle of a tier because this entire 3 raids is one tier.
So I have a question about that, though.
Shoot.
If these in 3 raids, and I remember them saying that these 3 raids are considered one tier, why would Ahead of the Curve Xavius be disappearing? Because it's the same tier. And does that mean Ahead of the Curve Helia is disappearing? Because I don't remember where, but I vaguely remember a video with Ian saying Nighthold, Ian, and Trial of Valor, all their Ahead of the Curves would be when Tomb is released. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I swear I remember
I
that.
think what happened is they changed their mind and they're considering Nighthold a new tier. Because we're actually getting tier gear for the first time.
We are, which is why this is one tier.
We can't have a new tier if we don't have a tier in the beginning.
So I think there's some weirdness in there trying to make things work in there, absolutely. But first off, I don't believe that there is an Ahead of the Curve or Cutting Edge for Helia. Pretty sure that doesn't exist. There's no mount. There's no There's no
But ahead of the
title.
curve, there's no mount for it either. But you can still get ahead of the curve, Xavius. That's the heroic.
Xavius, yes. Xavius, yes. I'm pretty sure you can't get it for TOV. If there is an achievement, there is 100% not a title and 100% not a mount.
No, there's not a title
But
and not a mount. I'm agreeing with you.
I don't believe that there is an achievement either.
Have you killed heroic Helia?
Yes.
So what tune did you kill it on? I'm gonna look up your armory.
On my pally. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it'll still show in your.
At least I'm pretty sure I did. I thought I did it like the second or third week that it was out as part of a pug group. I'm pretty sure it was heroic. It was with Tatva and a bunch of other people from one of the, not easy, but one of the other big raid guilds.
Is your paladin is named Gank Theory?
No, that's my hunter.
Okay, what's your paladin's name?
It's just Theory. You should know this. Stood behind you and next to you for how long?
I don't know your two names. You have way too many.
Now you're making me doubt whether or not I actually did it on heroic.
How do you spell my demon hunter's name?
I didn't stand next to your demon hunter. I stood next to your DK.
It's spelled out.
And I still spell Scarlet wrong.
I wish I thought about doing the Scar.
You're making me doubt that I did it on heroic now, though.
That's funny.
I'm pretty sure I did, because I did it with Tatva and Tovo and some people from, I want to say it was Just Pull or Just Wipe It. Whichever one's not in CTR.
Well, I see Cutting Edge Xavius and ahead of the curve Black Gate.
Black Gate? Is that? I don't even know what that. Yeah, that's old. That's Argamond.
It's not. The BattleNet is not showing all your achievements on that tune, anyways.
Apparently, I found it, and there is an achievement.
There is?
Yes.
So, because that's honestly not giving us a lot of time to get ahead of the curve. And yes, Teod, your tune's names are confusing too.
It's possible that AOTC Helia will stay through Nighthold at least.
Does look like or doesn't look like AOTC? I'm confused.
I'm pretty sure there is AOTC. Because even for like, what was that Panda raid with the dragons? It was like the 4 bosses with no trash. That had ahead of the curve. Your two names are confusing. Really confusing.
Yeah, I do not see it ahead of the curve for Helia. There's probably a heroic or mythic Helia, but I do not see it ahead of the curve Helia.
Send it to me in BattleNet, Teod, and I'll put it in chat.
Unless Wowhead doesn't have it, maybe?
There's a Wow.
So I went to Wowhead. I didn't see ahead of the curve Helia.
Unless they just don't have it searchable.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
There is ahead of the curve Helia achievement, World of Warcraft.
It's a feats of strength.
Yeah. Well, all the ahead of the curves are.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. This achievement, 2 days ago, this achievement will be available for the duration of the Nighthold up to the opening of Tomb. However, the feat of strength awarded for killing Xavius on heroic or harder is going to be unobtainable when Nighthold opens. That's a comment on Wowhead. Let me link it in chat. So
apparently this wasn't available when it first came out.
Interesting.
This whole thing is weird. We're going to have to get some more information. But anyway, so it's weird to me because obviously with the holidays, it's going to be difficult for them to release a patch anytime close to Christmas. It's going to be difficult for them to release a patch close to New Year's. If Nighthold is coming out on the 17th, or if that's their goal, then that means that the 715 patch, if they're going to release it ahead of time, really should, if they give everybody enough time, come out on the 3rd. But that's kind of unlikely because of the fact that it's so close to New Year's. And I'm sure there's a lot of people at Blizzard that are going to be on vacation for New Year's. Apparently Gal found it. So the 3rd becomes kind of unlikely because of that. The 10th makes sense. Plenty of time for people to be back off vacation. But that only gives you a week to get used to your changes prior to the raid coming out. However, it's not a week prior to Mythic and Heroic. It's a week prior to normal Heroic.
Normal.
So...
Normal Heroic?
Yeah, it's normal and Heroic, and you get Mythic and Raid Finder later. So,
Gotcha.
Is that enough time? Probably, but it's not as much time as they usually give us when they make major changes like this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But the one statement, the whole Nighthold does not equal 715, makes it sound like 715 could come after Nighthold, which I don't know. I mean, I was complaining because I wanted them to release all of the other things that are part of 715 now, rather than push it back and wait till after the holidays. That was our conversation that you guys trolled me on last time. Okay? But releasing the raid content and then making class changes shortly after you release the raid content is a bad idea.
Well, that's why they're saying. So what if they're pushing out the class changes for like a couple months?
If they push them out for a couple of months, then I think that's fine.
But that's what they're saying. They're saying it does not equal the same thing, the patch and the class changes. And they say in that blue post you read that doing those class changes in the middle of a raid tier does not make sense.
Exactly. That's why it's confusing as hell to me, because it's almost like they said 3 different things in the same line. I do think it's going to come out on the 10th, because that makes the most sense to me. If I'm betting 715 is the 10th and the 17th will be Nighthold, or if they have delays, push both of them back a week. That's what I would physically bet on as Galv's trying to take everybody's money. However, that statement was very vague in the sense that basically it could have been 3 different things, because they basically said, confirmational statements on each different argument.
And it could be just not in the middle of the raid tier.
Teod, I think, is right. I think that's what they meant by it not being in the middle of the tier, is that it's not in the middle of the world first race for Nighthold. Don't pollute this with lot. Well, Draven's being awfully quiet. Do you suppose he's muted?
Probably.
Yeah, I was. I mute whenever I'm not talking. Yeah, the way they phrased it, it could be literally before or after. But usually they make these changes before a raid, not in the middle of a raid. And yeah, probably means world first. And from what I'm hearing, Mythic Gul'dan might take more than 10 pulls.
Yeah, it's a lot more than 10 pulls. Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, this is an actual N tier boss.
Yeah, it will be
awesome,
difficult.
Though. I like N tier bosses, sort of.
Like
I hated Imperator.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's not a 15-minute fight, but yeah.
That page you linked was a PTR page.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not
it's
yet.
It's a PTR achievement. That's why.
It's not in the game yet, but it will be in the game. So you're correct, but we're also correct that there is one.
Or they may just be removing it because it should have already been in the game.
No, it looks like they're adding it.
They're adding it. It's not there yet. For whatever reason.
Why would you add it in 715 when people aren't doing that content anymore?
Unless 715 comes before Nighthold.
Well, it definitely will, but I mean, you're talking about 2 weeks of people being able to get
that's
silliness. It should have come out.
It says it's going to be still available till Nighthold ends and Tomb is released.
The only way that it would make sense is if it's retroactive, and that's still silly because it'll see people that have done it months ago all did it on the date that patch came out. They should just not have one.
It might show the date that you got it, but yeah, it's weird. So I think they just forgot to add it, and they're like, "Oh, we should probably add this." Well, we can wait. It's not something people need. It's not it's not an achievement point. It's not new content. It's literally a feat of strength where has no value at all except to say it's a feat of strength.
Yeah. Galv, if you haven't seen the video that's out there, that's major spoilery about what happens with the Gul'dan fight. If you watch that video, you'll know what happens to his skull.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
But, you know,
Long time ago.
that's pretty spoilery, and it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I won't go
Jane
into
has a
anything,
dreadlord?
but maybe. All I'm going to say is, yet again, we are robbed of actual killing somebody, and an NPC shows up to do it for us. Which is not spoilery at all, because it happens every single major fight.
So, with Nighthold, we have 10 bosses. Scorpiron? Trinomic Anomaly, which is kind of funny, because don't they have those in Arcway or whatever that's called? Triliax, Spellbound Ariel, these names, Blizzard and their names. Tichondrius, which is cool.
Spellblade.
Yeah, that's what you said. Croesus? Sorry, I'm reading very small type. High Botanist Talarm? Star Augur, I don't even know. Atreus? Alisande? And Gul'dan. The people that were
I
testing...
don't know about anybody else, but outside of Gul'dan, the one I'm looking forward to is Tichondrius, because the last time we saw him was in Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
That's the only one I recognize.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Elisande, or Alisande, depending on who you talk to, is been a major player in the questing
In the
in
night, yeah.
Suramar, so you'll recognize that one. And I want to say High Botanist Talarm maybe as well. It sounds familiar.
A little bit lesser. Name's
Yeah.
been out there, but
Yeah, but it'll be fun. I'm ready for new content to come out. I'm a little stressed because I don't know enough about these fights yet, but I'm ready. I'm ready for something new.
well, here's something for you, Theory. If you really want to know a little bit about these fights, there are some people putting some nice content out over on YouTube, so you can actually watch these fights.
Yep. I said yep, and he
Strats
stopped
may
talking.
vary. Thus,
Okay.
strats may vary.
Your internet kind of did one of them things again.
And
It's
this is
so
why you're
funny when
hosting.
it happens.
It is kind of funny because I keep saying something and then you go silent for a few seconds. It's like I'm knocking you offline, or am I?
You can go to YouTube to find videos, is what I'm saying.
We got you. We heard you. It had to catch up, but it's all there. So also in WoW, we have new things in Wintervale.
I have to log in and do that.
So Draven, what's new?
So, the things that are new. Let me pull up it here so I can see it a little better. Not much. There's some higher res outfits and hats. And honestly, in terms of new, you get the new present at Christmas time. And that's, in terms of new, that's about it. The Ragnaros from the Molten Core LFR, the weapon enchant thingy, is a possible drop out of the quest chain.
What
But
about
the
your
weirdest-
disposable winter suit?
It's high res. We have that already.
It says it's a new toy though. It's a new toy.
Oh well, okay. Then they made it a toy. You get the outfit as a toy.
Wait, what's the
The-
toy?
The
the Wintervale
disposable
suit.
Wintervale suit is a new toy
I need
which
that.
sets
That's
out
awesome.
a festive clothes chest for your friends. There are red and green holiday outfits in both pants and shorts versions.
That's
the-
awesome.
The really weird thing, though, do you remember last couple years where they gave us the Christmas tree dagger?
Yes. Was that
Well,
last year or the year before?
It's been out since Kata.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we're getting another one for eye level 835. Well, here's the problem. We have artifact weapons. No one ever will use this, even if it is better than your artifact weapon's eye level.
So
maybe.
Go ahead.
I was going to say maybe someone's being renegade and not playing their class hall
Rogue.
quests at all and not doing their rogue quests.
Well, no. So here's the thing, though. Even if you don't have the third trait unlocked, even if this is a higher item level, your weapon has an ability. Every single one of them does. That is going to be something semi-powerful, and without that, your rotation is going to feel clunky for almost every class, including the rogue, and B, you lose DPS. Because it's part of your rotation that I don't want to say required, but it's part of the expected rotation that they figure you're going to use. For the most part, it's going to be mostly a use it on cooldown.
So I have the answer for you, Draven. I wanted to let you get this out so that I could tell you what the answer is. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're ready? Did you buckle in? So
I have no buckles.
That's a shame, man. All right, so if you go to Wowhead and you look at this guide that we're using their link on the screen right now, and you put your mouse on top of that Winter Veil tree, you will notice that in addition to it being 835 and having relatively decent stats on an 835 weapon, it requires level 100, which means people who do not have the current expansion can still get it. So you could use that at level 100 as an 835 weapon, which is crazy OP for someone who is not in the current content expansion. Now, sometimes links on Wowhead are broken, and it's possible that this is not correct. But currently, when you look at that tooltip, a level 100 player can use it. Did his internet completely fall out?
No, I'm just.
I think you just made his day.
Yep, I broke him.
I still don't understand. I mean, yeah, okay, fine, an OP weapon for a level 100. Is there anyone who is still doing level 100? I mean, enough people doing a level 100 stuff?
No, and I don't think it's necessarily for like a twink. I think it's for people who just don't have Legion. I don't know why they felt like they needed to make an item for people who don't have Legion in it. But if you read a little bit more, it talks about how it actually scales with level. So say, for example, they're 98, 99, 97, and they're leveling up. That's going to be a really good weapon for a couple levels.
Okay,
so
it scales, but that doesn't mean it levels up with you. Because none of the other stuff that does that levels up with you.
No. It doesn't level up with you. But my point is, say you're 97 and it drops, and instead of being 835, it's 795 or 770. That, yeah, I guess you can't use it till. Well, no, we don't know that for sure because it does scale all the way down.
So here's my issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be max level to get this weapon.
I don't think you are.
You are. Because you have to do something specific to get it, which is kill the Grinch and do his quest. You can't do that unless you're max level.
I don't think that that's the way it works anymore. We're gonna need to test this.
They haven't done the scaling yet. The first one they're doing that on is Valentine's Day.
Then why? Okay, maybe it's for next year.
It's a BOE. We know this.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to use it for level 97, 98, 99. If it's level 100, it is level 100.
Then why would it scale at time of looting?
Because I'm thinking you could probably queue up at 108, 109. Or, do that quest at 108, 109. You're going to have to be close to max level. But either way, your artifact, even if it's not maxed out, is going to be better than this, even though it's a lower item level.
I would agree.
Chat says read the second one from the bottom. What does that say?
Abominable Grinch now scales to your level and deals level appropriate damage similar to the Legion Invasion technology.
All right, then they did. Okay, they did add. I completely missed that line.
Yeah, so this literally scales, and people can get it at whatever level, and it's going to be an OP weapon that you can use until 10 whatever, 101,
Well,
100
it'll
when
be
you get
good
your
for
artifact
whatever
one.
level you are, but once you level up a couple levels, it probably won't be as OP anymore.
True. But since the fact that it's an 830 or an 835 at level 100, that is crazy OP at level 100, so it will probably be good for 4 or 5 levels.
I think it's going to be 835 at max level, not at level 100.
No, when you
unless
put
it's
your
max
thing
level,
on the
it is
link,
100.
it is 835 at level 100.
Okay. So then it's going to max out at level 100. It's not.
Well,
gonna
it
have
says
an
it laps
800.
out. Yeah.
Okay. It's a little better now with the whole scaling thing, and if it maxes at level 100, but still, whatever. I don't.
I think
don't
we
understand the
triggered
need for it.
Galv. He yelled at us to read the slide. That's good. Galv is triggered.
Gav, we can't read.
They
There's
can't.
a reason
They-
there's a reason we're called Epic Fail. We can't do a lot of these things. Read, pay debts.
Those two
That was
are the
good.
ones who don't like books. So
No, up until the fact I moved across the country twice, I had about 3,000 books,
Oh wow,
and
Books
there's
are
no.
awesome.
that was good. That was real good.
There was no
Okay.
way I was going to take them with me across the country.
I would have. Books are like babies.
wanted
You just
to-
have to take them.
I wanted to, I just couldn't afford it.
So we do have one other thing for a while to talk about. So we'll bring that up now. You may have heard that the Brawlers Guild is coming back with 715. So, new set of challenging encounters are coming to town, and it's up to you to muster your way past them for glory and prizes. So, what do you know about this, Draven?
I know that we're getting new bosses, we are getting new shirts, and we have to go get a new invitation because they quote unquote lost the roster.
I don't want to wear a shirt.
You don't have to. Once you equip it, you can take it back off. And I know I'm ignoring it. And you get it for your transmog.
I don't want to wear a shirt on my transmog.
Okay. Well, you can still learn it and then sell it. Those shirts actually sell. And unless there's like a right click to use or something like a couple of them have, you'll be able to. That's the only reason to keep them.
So I know that the writing on here is really small. I just wanted to show pictures of the new bosses that they're adding, some of the new fights. So Gal, you don't need to read that writing. I know it's kind of small.
Yeah, and there's also an item for a literal random brawl where you don't know who your opponent is. It could be anyone from the current or previous Brawlers Guilds. So you could get Bruce, the alligator that if you died to it was funny because, yeah, and even a healer could beat him. And by healer, I mean a holy priest.
I like.
So the second line from the bottom on this slide.
Does it say it scales?
No. But it says, "Isn't Tyler Grondin a good name?" You just want to say it over and over. Tyler Grondin. Tyler Grondin. Tyler Grondin. Why is that there?
Because I'm assuming you've seen the movie Fight Club.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. All right.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, that is the best thing they could do for that ever. That was great. I loved it.
It's a
And
battle
the fact
pet.
that you didn't get it. Yes, he is a pet. He's going to be a little baby Gron.
That's awesome.
And yeah, Grondin. I love it. That was good. Okay. Very nice.
And if
Good
they
job,
actually,
Bliss.
if his name actually is Tyler Grondin, I am not changing that name. Except I might name him. What it was Brad Pitt, and who was the other guy?
Oh, Ed Norton.
Edward Norton. Yeah.
Ed Norton. I might name it Brad Norton or Edward Pitt.
Edward Pitt is awesome. I like that one.
Edward.
That would be
Pitts.
the only names I
should-
would change it to.
It should be
just for
Pitts.
hilarity.
Edward Pitts.
No.
Plural.
Or I could name it Where's Martha?
Who's Martha?
Helena Bonham Carter's character name.
Oh, right. I haven't watched that movie in ages. I should really watch it.
I've seen that movie so many times.
He's good, yeah?
He's good.
All right. So that has brought us to the end of our list. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, kind of to the end of the list. We didn't say how you get this.
Oh, what?
The invitation.
Okay.
There's 2 ways to get it.
How do you get it?
Emissary quest. You can get out of the box. Any of
What's
them.
in the box?
What's in the box? I know.
What's in the box?
I know.
You know that SNL skit with Timberlake? That's in the box.
Okay. The other is there are some Vrykul in, I believe it's Stormheim. There's a rare, and he's got it. But it sounds like he's going to be not necessarily a world boss, but have like that much health. So you're not going to want to solo him. Unless you're like...
But Draven, I like soloing world bosses.
Okay.
It's fun.
You might
Until
be
people
able to
come and decide that they're going to help you when you didn't need help. That's not as fun.
Yeah. It'll be okay. You don't do Brawlers Guild anyway. But there's new
What are you
currency.
talking about? I did it the first season it came out, and I got all the rewards, and I haven't done it since because there was no reason for me to do it. Now there's
Why
a
didn't
reason.
you do it the second one? There was an extra reward.
Yeah, but it was something like a shirt or something. I didn't care about it. It wasn't like good. So I already had the mount. I already had the BOA claws, which are awesome, by the way.
What about the pet?
I already had the title, and I don't do pet battles. That's why I didn't do it.
You should get the pet.
Yes, on your Resto Druid, that's impressive. I was trying to solo Doomlord Kazakh when it was still current on my Paladin, and people kept trying to join me over and over and over, and it was a pain in the butt.
I'm sure you could solo him now.
Now I could probably walk up and smack him in the butt, and he'll fall over.
To be fair, Teod is
Smacking
pretty
cats in the
badass
butt.
Resto Druid. Just saying.
Well,
So theory,
yeah.
you like smacking Doomlords in the butt.
Only if I can do it by myself.
Okay, well, I think we have a different show title then.
No, I think your title should remain. This is an extra special thing for people who stay till the end.
A subtitle.
A subtitle of a subtitle.
I think that is it.
We should name the show Books Are Awesome.
So Scarlett's going to give shout out to Books.
Yes. Yes, my shout out is to Books and the color purple. It's like
This
Sesame
broadcast
Street.
has been brought to you by...
Exactly.
This broadcast has been brought to you by the color 3 and the number purple.
Exactly. Only it's books and purple.
The Color 3. That should have been the title. The Color 3. Draven, what's your shout outs?
I'm gonna go with everyone who has played Heroes this week and has not been a complete butt nugget. There's been very few of them out there this week just because of the new season, and I'm avoiding Hero League for that very reason, because I don't want to deal with people running into the walls of the opposing team to die, letting the other team get extra experience and putting us at a disadvantage the entire game, making it so we lose. But I'm not salty or bitter at all.
I don't even... I have no words. Okay, so
Yeah,
shout out
Fury
for
can't even.
CTM for getting Mythic done in the end. We also went back in and cleared the first 5 bosses in one raid night. So we got the last 2 to do, which will be the second kills on both Cenarius and Xavius on Sunday. So that's pretty awesome. And then also, I don't know, I don't really have any strange ones today. Today was a good day. I don't have any strange ones. I don't know. All right, so Scarlett, how do we get a hold of you?
On the internet.
I was gonna say you can take my hand, but I'm on
Personal
Twitter.
bubble.
Actually, that's right. I do. I like my space. I'm on Twitter at Scarlet_CTR. I am also on Airy Peak as a demon hunter named Scarlet. That's where you can find me. Scarlet.
Draven.
You can find me over on the Twitters. It is at Draven Dresden. You can also find me co-hosting an Overwatch podcast called Heroes Never Die. We currently are recording every Tuesday night. We're not living it yet. We will probably once my internet stops sucking balls, and not the fun kind.
Is it sucking or lagging?
It's not lagging, unfortunately.
Mm.
If it was lagging, then we'd have a mature rating and more listeners. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm sure I will make an appearance sometime soon somewhere else. No details to share yet. And I'm currently in contact with a few other people to get them on our show. So as soon as I have any confirmation there, we will say, hey, these people are showing up. In theory, I will give you extra notice because I know you have to build the backgrounds.
Not really. All I need to do now is make him a name. It'll take 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, this might be a little more than that because the one that I'm mostly going after, there's 3 of them.
Land you plane. I don't know what that means. All right. So you can find
how do
me.
people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Gank Theory on Twitter, Facebook.com/Gank Theory there, YouTube, same thing. Although I haven't put anything on YouTube in a while, maybe I'm due. And of course at Twitch TV /Gank Theory as well. And I didn't do this, but I guess I'll go ahead and do this because I haven't broken anything yet today. So at Epic Fail Podcast, we do love it when you contact us. So here's the ways that you can do that. We are at www.epicfailpodcast.com. On Facebook, you can find us at /podcastepicfail. Twitter is at podcastepicfail. You can follow Draven at Draven Dresden on Twitter. You can follow Scarlet at Scarlet_CTR. And you can follow me, Theory, at Gank Theory, also on Twitter. Don't forget, you can find our podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. We look forward to hearing from you. Any last words?
Books are love, books are life.
I don't think I heard that.
Hmm?
Did you say something?
No.
Okay.
What was the question?
Never mind.
Last words? Sure. Last words can be...
Hello, Mother. You know, the world could always use more heroes.